Kazuhiro is a loser working as an ordinary office worker who values going home on time more than getting a promotion. Then one day, he wakes up shocked to see an elf, completely naked, sleeping beside him. Lucky bastard. The anime begins with Kazuhiro coming back from work as usual. As soon as he gets home, he quickly makes dinner and then goes to sleep, because sleeping is the best part of his life. When he was young, he was fascinated by fantasy worlds and read stories about them endlessly. As a result, whenever he falls asleep, he dreams of another world where monsters and magic exist. In the dream, he has a friend named Marie, an elf, and one day he asks her to explore some nearby ruins with him in exchange for the lunchbox he made for her. Marie happily agrees to the deal. As they enter the ruins, she's surprised by how massive the inside is. Kazuhiro, however, isn't surprised at all. He tells her it used to be a city long ago. After walking for a while, Kazuhiro suggests they take a break. He then hands her the lunchbox, and after eating, Marie finds the food absolutely delicious. Curious, she asks where he's really from. Kazuhiro replies that he's from Japan, a country far from here. As they go further into the ruins, Marie spots a monster that looks like a giant lizard. She quickly tries to hide, but to her surprise, Kazuhiro casually walks up to it and starts talking. It turns out they're actually friends. After being attacked by monsters so many times, Kazuhiro took the time to learn their language. While chatting, the monster warns Kazuhiro to be careful, as a dragon is sleeping deep inside the ruins because it's currently its spawning season. Kazuhiro then happily shares the news with Marie. The news terrifies her, but Kazuhiro looks thrilled instead. He's excited by the chance to see a dragon's egg. When they enter the dragon's chamber, Marie spots the creature sleeping and immediately realizes it's no ordinary dragon, thinking it might be an arcane dragon. She starts to panic, trying to explain to Kazuhiro just how dangerous this situation is. But Kazuhiro simply smiles and tells her not to worry, since they can just go back the way they came. At that moment, the door behind them suddenly closed and the dragon began to stir, opening its eyes, and then breathed a blast of fire straight at them. The blast suddenly wakes Kazuhiro from his dream. But something feels different this time. As he looks around, he's stunned to see Marie lying next to him, completely naked. When she wakes up and realizes the situation, she instantly starts to panic. Kazuhiro tries to explain what's going on, but Marie cuts him off and demands that he get her something to wear first. He then rushes out to buy her clothes, but everyone at the store gives him suspicious glances as he awkwardly shops for women's clothing by himself. When he comes back, Marie immediately looks at him with curiosity and asks where she is. She seems to like the sight of the city and wants to explore, so Kazuhiro agrees to take her out. After she gets dressed, he tells her to wear a hat to cover her ears. Since there are no elves in this world, they might draw too much attention. Kazuhiro then takes Marie to a nearby restaurant and explains everything to her. Based on what he understands, every time he falls asleep, he enters Marie's world. And to return to his own world, he either needs to fall asleep there or be attacked by a monster. Kazuhiro had always thought that world was just a dream, something not real. But after waking up and seeing Marie beside him this morning, he realizes it's more than just a dream. He also suspects that time flows differently between the two worlds, since in Marie's world, he seems younger than he is in this one. Kazuhiro tells Marie that she probably came into this world because he was hugging her when the dragon attacked them. That moment may have caused both of them to be transported here. So, he thinks that if she sleeps in this world, she might be able to return to her world. As they talk, the food arrives, and they both enjoy their time together. Afterward, Kazuhiro takes her to see the sakura trees, which she finds beautiful and touching. This makes her happy, and she truly appreciates that Kazuhiro took the time to show her all of this. After that, they spent the entire day exploring and later returned to see the sakura tree at night. Gazing at how beautiful this world was, Maria wondered what would happen if she couldn't return to her own world. Kazuhiro told her that if that were the case, they could live together and travel all over Japan for fun. This made Maria smile, saying she wouldn't mind that at all. After returning home, Kazuhiro introduced Maria to the bath, which overwhelmed her with how advanced it was. Even the bath salts smelled amazing, making her fall in love with Japan more and more. After her bath, Kazuhiro had prepared dinner for her, and she absolutely loved it. thinking it was the best meal she had eaten that day. This made Kazuhiro happy, and he started planning to prepare more lunchboxes for her. Then he casually revealed that, for some reason, the only things he could bring into her world were lunchboxes and drinks. This surprised Maria. If that was the case, she thought, then someone might be behind it, controlling what Kazuhiro could and couldn't bring. She suspected that maybe Kazuhiro was on some kind of mission he wasn't even aware of. But Kazuhiro was confused, as no one had asked him to do anything. They then started to discuss what to do next, assuming that when they returned to the dream world, they would wake up in the same place as before, right where the arcane dragon was. Kazuhiro asked Maria what she knew about arcane dragons, their personality, behavior, anything. With a serious expression, Maria explained that they don't have personalities in the way humans do. However, they possess intelligence far beyond humans and are immensely powerful. Kazuhiro wasn't satisfied with that answer and pressed her for more details. Maria then mentioned a rumor. It was said that one of the arcane dragons had once blended into a human city called Ozloi, disguised as a person. No one knew why it went there. It simply stayed for a few days and then disappeared. Hearing this gave Kazuhiro an idea. Without saying anything, he went to the fridge and took something out. Later, Kazuhiro had to sleep in the same bed as Maria, hugging her tightly in order to take her back to her world, while trying his best to calm himself down. As soon as they arrived, they were immediately confronted by the arcane dragon. Thinking quickly, Kazuhiro introduced himself and Maria to the dragon using its language, then pulled out a bottle of wine and offered it as a gift in hopes of being spared. To their relief, the dragon seemed to enjoy it. It turned out that the reason arcane dragons had once blended into the human city of Ozloi was because the city was famous for its wine. Impressed that Kazuhiro could speak her language, the dragon agreed to spare them on one condition. They had to explain how they were still alive after she had clearly blown them to pieces the day before. Kazuhiro smiled and happily explained everything, how he came from another world through a dream. The dragon was even more intrigued by this and began to take a liking to Kazuhiro. As a sign of trust, she even showed him her egg. Just then, the dragon smelled something coming from Kazuhiro, and he told her it was actually his lunchbox. Wanting to try it, the dragon used her magic and released her human form, then immediately demanded that Kazuhiro hand over both the alcohol and the meal. Of course, she didn't want to take it for free. She offered one of her scales in exchange, which Kazuhiro happily accepted. When he translated this to Maria, she was shocked. Apparently, dragon scales in this world are so valuable that there was once a war over them. As they talked, the dragon quickly finished all her food and began to feel depressed, wanting more. Fortunately for her, Kazuhiro still had another lunchbox, though he hesitated to give it to her. Sensing this, the dragon offered him a special gem, one soaked in her blood when she laid her eggs, as a trade. When Maria learned about this, she immediately urged Kazuhiro to accept the deal. As they parted ways, the dragon told Kazuhiro that the next time he visits, he should bring 4 lunchboxes for her. On the way back, Kazuhiro and Maria discussed what to do with the gem and the scale. Since both items were far too valuable, Maria suggested they not do anything with them for now, and asked Kazuhiro to keep them safe. As he looked around, Kazuhiro said he might have uncovered the mystery behind the fall of the civilization that once lived here. Once every millennium, arcane dragons lay eggs. He theorized that the people who once lived here had likely tried to steal those eggs. In response, the dragon must have driven them underground. Eventually, the people fled, leaving the city behind, now turned into the dragon's lair. After leaving the ruins, Kazuhiro started to feel hungry, so Maria suggested they head to a nearby town. He then reminded her to find an inn there for the night as well. As for him, it was fine. He could sleep anywhere since he planned to return to Japan. But Maria refused, saying she also wanted to go to his world too, which made Kazuhiro happy. If you come this far, please consider liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you.